Hi, hello everyone. Sorry, hesitate there. Welcome to my live chat. I'm Jen Adams. I'm the skin health expert, and what I wanted to do was to start opening up the clinic and my advice really to help people especially during lockdown, to have a direct. I don't know, I like to call myself a skin health expert, but somebody that you can talk to and ask questions about, and things related to your skincare routine, anything health based that you're unsure about. Just as a general chit chat as well. I'm not going to give any direct advice because of legal reasons, I suppose. But it's an opportunity to just perhaps get that burning question off your chest. So anything that is stopping you from moving forward with, I don't know, purchasing something, or your skin's not quite what you thought it was going to be, or you've brought a device and you're unsure whether you should use it. All these sorts of random questions that you might have when you're at home on your own. This is an opportunity that you can ask me. So you can email in and ask me the questions, and I will go through this live chat, I guess, and answering those questions for you. So in preparation of this, I had a couple of questions on one of my videos about my HIFU. So I did a video about what to expect in relation to a HIFU treatment, because I get a lot of questions about that. And interestingly, I think with lockdown, people have purchased these home devices. So I was getting a lot of traction all of a sudden on that video, and therefore lots of questions. So I thought, you know what, the best thing I will do is I'll answer those questions. So that's where we thought we'd start, as this is the first live chat. So I've come pre-prepared with questions. So anyway, so one of the recent questions, I've got my notes, sorry, just to kind of keep myself on track. But one of my, let me just check the system, because I said I'd go live at 1. So just in case anyone else is watching, I think only I'm watching myself, but hey, got to start somewhere, haven't we? So the first question was from Tony. Now she asked, how many times per week should someone use HIFU? Now, as you can imagine, the words how many times per week, my heart went into my mouth a little bit. Not per week, honestly. Please do not use HIFU on a weekly basis. The issue that I've kind of got is I use HIFU in clinic, and it is good actually. When you look around on other YouTube channels and things, there is a clear distinction between having a professional treatment and doing things at home. So thank you everybody for kind of understanding that concept. What is new with the lockdown is a lot of people are doing a lot more at home, and I've had a look around myself, and there's quite a few kind of home HIFU devices. And the cost of these devices are coming in between sort of 70 quid and say 300 quid. I haven't really found one that I'm comfortable to purchase myself. So I don't know what that means. But anyway, the energy that's coming from these HIFU machines cannot be the same as what you get from my machine in clinic. It just can't be. My brain is a little bit too lateral. If you're using a handheld machine for 70 quid, yes, they're FDA approved and everything else, there is no way you're getting the same amount of energy from that handheld device than you are from my HIFU machine. So it's very difficult for me to give the direct advice to this, because yeah, you probably could use it weekly, but if the manual from your home device is saying weekly, that's not HIFU. There is no way the energy coming from that machine is going deep enough for it to be a HIFU machine. If it's weekly, you're looking at microcurrent. You're looking at on the skin. The other thing I want you to be aware of is you've got microcurrent, you've got radio frequency, and then you've got HIFU, right? And these go, I don't know, would you say down or up in order? I'm not sure which way you go through it, but microcurrent, yes, weekly. Daily, yeah, because it doesn't really do anything. All it does is plump the skin, right? Radio frequency, I used to do treatment protocols of 6 to 8 treatments once per week to stimulate the skin. Again, tripolar based radio frequency, these sorts of things. And I'm talking in clinic, right? So I'm talking professional grade standalone treatments, nothing handheld. So I would do that weekly, and we'd do that for, as I say, 6 to 8 weeks, once per week. That'd be classed as a course. and then the client would then have to rest their skin, and then I could then repeat that protocol again, perhaps the following quarter. Then with the HIFU came in, so I would then say one HIFU on an on-skin treatment. This is where it gets confusing, but like I'm seeing the terminology out there, so I know you're becoming all familiar with this. If I said a 1.5 to a 2 mil HIFU depth, yes, you could do that once a month. And the way I talk about this in clinic is that once a month treatment is the equivalent to 6 to 8 of those radio frequency treatments, right? So I hope that makes sense. Okay. Then the next level of HIFU is I'm starting to see, again, already out there, I talk about 4.5 mil depth and 3 mil depth. Now these handheld devices are claiming that they are getting the depth. Brilliant. Congratulations. Well done, little handheld machines. But are they getting the energy at that depth, right? So this is where I'm on the fence with it. But regardless of the energy levels that you're getting into the skin, the fact that you're targeting this deeper skin layer, there is no point, need, I don't know, desire, whatever, to do that on a weekly or monthly basis, right? If you are going to a 4 mil or 3 mil depth on your skin with either a handheld device or you're having a professional treatment by someone similar to myself, that is quarterly. It will take between 8 to 12 weeks minimum, right? Because I've seen results kick in at 6 months, right? Minimum to get the result. The problem is if you keep doing it over and over again, you don't allow the SMAS to, which is the bit underneath, the deep bit that you're trying to hit, to actually gain its strength. Yeah, all that's happening is you're just breaking it down. You just keep breaking it down. And actually this is where you hear these people where they're losing the laxity in their skin because they're over treating. So if you're in the department and you're looking at this handheld HIFU device, seriously, you do not need to be doing this very often. And I have double checked some of the manuals online, some of these little handheld things, even like the 70 quid ones, and they are saying, you know, do a couple. I think one of them said do a treatment once a week until you get to a good place. I don't know how they wrote that in the instructions, and then only once a quarter, right? So my advice, anything that's saying 3 or 4 mil deep, it's once a quarter. So that's 12 weeks rest in between. Now on top of that, right, you can do anything you like to your skin on a regular basis. So you could do radio frequency, you could do microcurrent, you could do very shallow HIFU on top. But if you're doing deep HIFU, this is once a quarter, once every 12 weeks as a minimum. And oddly, the more loose your skin, the more you want it, the less you need to do it. I know, it's sod's law, isn't it? If you've got young skin and you're looking to maintain your laxity and maintain your tone, then yes, you could be doing it like, 12 weeks on the bounce. If your skin is very laxed and things have kind of gone south, so I'm going to be mean and say I'm talking 50 plus type skin that hasn't been looked after and has not had regular treatment, you only really need to be doing 3 to 4 mil depth every 6 months, because it's slow. It's going to take its time to react to the treatment that you've done. And if you do it too often, it's just not going to gain this strength. It's very much, you'll hear me say this more than once, slow and low. It is slow and low that wins the game. If you keep smashing it, it will just dissolve and you'll get absolutely nowhere with this. So I hope that helps to answer Tony's question and give you some clarity on what you can do once a week and what you shouldn't be doing once a week. Microcurrent, radio frequency, HIFU, deep HIFU. That's the kind of, I need to do some sort of graph or something, don't I, to do it. So another question linking to the HIFU, as I said, it's very popular this week, was I think it was a young lady, I'm not sure, but her name came up as Yukon. So Yukon, if this is you, it's you I'm talking to. Now they were asking me about LED and HIFU, and if she did, from what I could gather, her question was about if she did the two together, would it enhance the HIFU or would it affect the HIFU, like do like a detriment? I'm saying a she, it could be a he. They were also asking about collagen and vitamins and supplements, which I will come on to later. So it was an interesting question because, again, I'm getting the impression that a lot of people are buying these LED masks that you can do at home. And again, the energy that you can get from those, from a one that you can just sort of do yourself versus one that perhaps you'd have in your clinic treatment, there's got to be a difference, right? So be careful with these LED lights, but they are good. You know, the red light for anti-aging, it's actually anti-inflammatory, so it's good for that. The blue light obviously for antibacterial, which is really good, and then some of them may have the yellow and green light, which is very good for lymphatic drainage. So if you've got like puffy eyes, or if you look and catch yourself in a certain light, you can often see you have yellow eyes around, a yellow tinge around your eye area, which is an indication of pancreatic or gallbladder and liver based issues. Then whack on the green/red light if that's you. But anyway, so their question was about, does the LED enhance or affect the HIFU? So again, what I was trying to do was explain. It was hard to, as you can hear me hesitating, it is really hard to kind of do it in the comments on a YouTube message thing. But anyway, neither is kind of the answer. So LED will do what I've just said. It's anti-inflammatory, it's antibacterial, it's lymphatic drainage. HIFU is about stimulating trauma in the SMAS layer to stimulate the production of collagen and elastin deep down in the fibroglass at the sort of hypodermal layer to come through the skin. So LED is on the skin and HIFU is in the skin, and that's kind of how I tried to get across in the answers, was that they are both wonderful. They won't hinder each other, they will help each other, but you're doing two different things. So again, this is what I use in my skin gym at the gym, is that, you know, my clients come in every month or every 6 to 8 weeks, depending on where we are with their skin. And this is it. We don't do the same treatment every time, yeah? So I layer the different treatments. So sometimes we're doing on the skin, sometimes we're doing deep skin, sometimes we're doing, I call it skin rejuvenation, where I'm focusing on the quality of their skin, you know, what I can see today. And then the following treatment I might do then, which I'm sure I'll talk about at some point, I might do like microneedling, which is similar to radio frequency. It's at that level. And then the next month I might do a HIFU plump treatment, and then the following month I might do a HIFU lifting treatment. Yeah, so we rotate round, and it's not saying one is better than the other, but the consistency of all of them helps to give us this firmer, younger looking skin that we all crave. So it's just trying to kind of get that across, that I'm tempted to say you don't have to pick your kids. Does that make sense? You don't have to say, well, LED's better than HIFU, right? And it's the same with microneedling. I love microneedling. I will bore you immensely about microneedling. Done correctly, can I just throw that in? Done correctly, microneedling is the gift of, I don't know, the year 2000. I love it, right? I've been doing it for years, and now everyone's doing it, which is absolutely fantastic. I also do mesotherapy, which is like a similar, but again, it's slightly different. But again, as I say, I'm not saying one's better than the other. They all have their place. And this was what I was trying to answer to you, Khan, is that do both, but follow the protocols for both. Okay, so I hope that helped answer that. And as I say, I'll come on to her nutrition question later on, which is quite exciting. So Maria asked me, can I have HIFU over pimples? Now that was a great question, because again, it's two slightly different issues, isn't it? You've got pimples. She didn't indicate whether it was acne based pimples, or when someone says pimples, I do think young skin. If it's hormonal, so if it was like menopausal, we tend to call them cysts, don't we? They're like lumps of horribleness rather than a pimple. Pimple to me kind of makes me think of young lads, bless them, and you know, stuff on the neck and around here. So that's where I went when I answered this question for Maria, and the answer is yes, of course you can, because again, pimples is an on-skin issue. It's an imbalance of the pH of the skin, and the bacteria and the skin cell turnover is being impacted by the skin microbiome. So a pimple is a on-skin or a skin rejuvenation type issue, yeah, that youngsters tend to have. Obviously it's the same issue when we're slightly maturer. So a HIFU treatment, I'm going to go way past the pimple issue, yeah? So HIFU, to do a HIFU treatment to help, so generically, right, the way we're taught is you just literally put ultrasound gel on the skin, right? I mean, this sounds really horrible to say, but when I do a treatment, I call it dirty skin. Yeah, if my clients have come in with their makeup on for their treatment, I will just put the HIFU, sorry, can't speak now, too much HIFU. I will just put the ultrasound gel directly onto their makeup, right? And then I will treat on top of that. I mean, you'd never do that on any other type of treatment. You always clean the skin. And the reason is I want the ultrasound gel to sit on their skin, because the problem is if I cleanse and clean and do a peel and all these wonderful things before the HIFU treatment, the gel just slides off, right? And the biggest issue with HIFU is there's a vast amount of energy is being pushed through the skin. So the most important part of a HIFU treatment is to protect that top layer of the skin, to make sure that's protected against the ultrasound that's about to go into the skin. So I don't know if you've ever seen those videos where they show you how the HIFU works, and it puts like little dots in a line, to like in a plastic. It shows you like a pinpoint dot. That's what we're doing inside your skin. I guess that's why I call it it's like a staple gun. That's what it sounds like. So the fact that you've got pimples is completely irrelevant, yeah, because all I'm going to do is put ultrasound gel directly over your skin, do the HIFU treatment over the skin and take that off. And then once I take the ultrasound gel off, then I'm like, right, let's have a look at your skin and let's deal with the pimples. So again, two completely different things. HIFU is about lifting the skin over a long period of time, and it's about stimulating the collagen production deep down. Okay, so the quality of your skin should not be affected. Oh, I know. The other part of what made me think that Maria was a youngster was that she said braces. And again, that's so wrong, because, you know, we're all wearing these braces these days. But anyway, so there's a thing about the metal in their jawline, and about having the HIFU. Again, absolutely fine, because of course I'm not treating on the jaw. It's probably, you know, you probably wouldn't have your lip done particularly. All that happens when you have a brace in is you can get this even without the brace, is you get really awful metal taste in your mouth. So as the energy goes through your mouth, it must just stimulate something in your mouth. It's like if you've got I use this test to see if you've got a zinc deficiency. You get this metallic-y taste in your mouth. It just tastes like that during the treatment. The thing about HIFU is it's not horrible. A lot of people ask me, oh, does it hurt? All therapy, mono energy hurts. HIFU doesn't hurt. It's just not very pleasant, is probably the best way to explain it. So if you do get this metal taste, it just adds to the unpleasantness. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't damage your teeth. It doesn't affect the ability of the treatment. The treatment will still be just as good as normal. It's just a bit unpleasant around the mouth area, and you just get this awful metal taste in your mouth. So that was the other question then that I wanted to answer that you can't ask. I say you can't, you can't. She asked about, obviously very keen to stimulate tightening. It seems to be her main thing at the moment, hence looking at the HIFU videos, I presumed. So she was asking me on a nutritional point of view about vitamin C. She was taking fish oil, so she was looking at very much anti-inflammatory, hence the LED question. And then she was also obviously talking about antioxidant based stuff, and then also asking me about collagen stimulating stuff. The thing is with skin is that skin is our window into what is going on inside. And this is the problem sometimes, is that we get distracted by that and we start looking at solutions to solve the skin problem rather than looking at what it is that the skin is trying to tell us. I hope that makes sense. So quite often, yeah, if we start to get lax skin or you get deep lines, then this is all to do with this age end product. So this is too much glucose in your system. So if you feel that you're aging quicker than you should be, and I mean, how do you measure that? But if you just suddenly feel, do you know what, I've suddenly got deep lines, especially sort of forehead lines and things like that, then this is all to do with too much glucose in your system. Now, I've got a whole world that I talk about too much glucose in the system, but that's what it is, right? So taking a protein or taking a collagen supplement to deal with deep wrinkles and lack of tone, you'll hear me say this more than once, it's a bit like putting a plaster on a stab wound, right? Because the core issue is that people are eating too much sugar, and I don't mean white granule stuff that you put in your tea, okay? I'm talking about fructose corn syrup, so stuff in pop, bread, pastas, wheat, flours, all those sorts of stuff. Again, there's a whole raft of information about this, so it's not to discuss it here. But I just wanted to touch on this point, is that yes, collagen. I take a collagen supplement. I take a collagen powder. I sell a collagen powder. I sell protein powders to help, particularly ladies that don't tend to consume enough protein because they think they're going to gain muscles or something. If only. So the thing is yes, it goes back to the microneedling, radio frequency, and HIFU thing. Yes, you need these things. Yes, you need vitamin C. Yes, you need to be taking a collagen supplement. Yes, you need to be taking a protein supplement. But the key point of all of this is the main issue is that if your skin is wrinkling or thick-skinned, this is a sugar problem, right? So it's about balancing your blood sugars and actually doing the hard work rather than looking for a supplement to solve a problem. Yeah, this is the issue with nutrition is that yes, it's all very easy to buy a supplement to go, well, if I buy that collagen, therefore I get tighter skin. If that was the case, I'd be walking around like a Barbie doll, right? I have wrinkles, I have fine lines, I have these things. And I truly believe that my diet is as best as it can be. But what I'm trying to get at is yes, take all those things anyway, but also look at the treatments, but also look at your diet as a wholesome thing rather than any sort of quick fix that's got on the label, it says, this will make you look younger. It's a contributory factor. It's going to help the situation. But the key thing is it's about eating food in its most natural form and balancing your blood sugars. So my answer to you, Khan, was yes, please do take a supplement, as I say, vitamin C, we need loads of it, especially at the moment. There's a huge thing about, boosting our immune systems. Vitamin C is as cheap as chips. But you know what? It's also massively in lots of natural foods, weirdly enough. So, people think, vitamin C, they think of oranges. No. There's like 10 times more vitamin C in peppers. So make a stir fry rather than ordering a delivery route. That's how you can improve your skin. But yes, do add in, obviously, additional supplements, but get your diet right first. Please don't rely on a supplement to solve your problem, was my moral of my story there. And as I say, I'm sure you'll hear me say that more than once. And then my final little question was, I can't say her name, Sado. She asked me, she did my metabolic health score. Sorry, not my metabolic health score, my skin health scoring system. There'll be a link in on the main page. And she scored 2 out of 10. She went, what does that mean? And I was like, oh, bless her. So the idea of this thing is to try and rate your skin, a bit like I talk about rating your health. Is try and rate your skin based on what your behaviours are, what it is that you do, and how your overall health of your skin is functioning on a daily basis. So I've created this quiz to just help to rate your skin. So if you score under 6 out of 10, then the areas that we need to be looking at are pretty basic. We need to get the foundations right. And again, more often, it's often about the preparation phase. So it's more often about how you clean your skin. What products are you using to clean your skin? So are you using anything that foams up? Are you using wipes? All these things will actually raise the pH too high, so it will make it too alkaline. So then anything else that you put on after that doesn't really work to its best ability. Exactly the same in the gut, yeah? It's all about balancing the alkaline in your gut. It's exactly the same as on your skin. So when you're talking about, any kind of skin issue, you'll hear me talk about the skin microbiome. If you ever look on the nutritional side of things, you'll hear me talk about gut microbiome, okay? Funny enough, they're big sheets, big massive areas within our body that absorb nutrients and allow things in and allow things to pass into our body or allow things to pass through our digestive system. So these are the most important parts of any skincare routine or any nutritional protocol. So with her 2 out of 10 score, my heart instantly goes, right, there's something wrong at the beginning. Because she could be putting the best cream, she could be putting the most expensive serum, she could be pushing through you know, she could be doing micro skin needling, she could be doing absolutely everything that's wonderful to her skin, but if her pre-prep and cleaning and cleansing her skin is shifting the pH too far and stripping the skin microbiome, wasting time and money. Okay, so the idea is that under 6 out of 10 we need to focus on the basics. If you score over 6 out of 10, then the idea is that you've answered the questions that sort of say yes, you wear good SPF, yes, you're getting good skincare routine, yes, you're preparing your skin well, you know, you're targeting your skin with the right serums. So you're at a point where things like spending and investing money on HIFU and radio frequency and microneedling is perfect for you. Yeah, you're not going to waste any time or money investing in the slightly more advanced treatments. So the idea is that under 6, look at the basics. Over 6, we can start to move forward. Now, if you score under 6, yes, of course you can have microneedling. Yeah, it's not going to do any damage. It's just that the thing is, you're going to be relying heavily on your skin cell turnover to generate the collagen and elastin and to do a lot of work. So if in between treatments it's not very happy, your skin's going to be focusing on the everyday trauma that you put it through rather than working hard on creating the collagen and elastin that you wanted it to do for the skin treatment. Does that make sense? So it's like, don't waste your time, but keep it simple. Yes, sounds awful, but start at the beginning. And that's why I wanted to do these live chats, really, because I can hear you all saying, well, where's the beginning? Yeah. And that's where we can try and help, is to identify with this scoring system, is to find out, well, where is your beginning? You know, if you score, say, 4 to 6, you know, you're on that borderline, then it will be targeting. Yeah, it will be targeting serums that we'd perhaps look at. So we'd look at maybe some hyaluronic acid, we'd look at some peptides, might look at a little bit of vitamin E, you know, vitamin A, those sorts of things, maybe a little bit of retinol if you're of a certain age, and all that sort of stuff. So that's where that score is. And then again, if you're, you know, 8 out of 10, kudos to you, fair play, you need to have a little bit of HIFU for next month's skin. So it just helps us create where you are on the sort of on my success path of optimal skin. And it just gives us a clue of where's the best place to start that's right for you, rather than me just going, you need this cream, you need this serum, you need this, you need this. Well, you know, that's what everyone else does on these channels. For me, I want to get it what's right for your skin and your skin health, so that you have a clear understanding about what it is that you need to do, rather than blinded by products, I suppose, is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help you to understand where you need to spend your focus, really. So that was my first little live chat. There were my 4 questions that I created from this week's engagement on the channel. I'm hoping to do this on a regular basis. Friday seems a nice time. I've done my exercise, especially in lockdown. I've been doing my exercise, I've done a bit of admin, I've had my lunch. So I'm really comfortable at this time every week to answer queries and questions and get a little bit better at this live business. I've had 2 big thumbs up, so thank you for that. And if you could comment, ask away, and we can really, perhaps, I don't know, I want to call it open surgery, but it sounds a bit scary, doesn't it? I'm thinking, well, I like just ask Jen. So any feedback would be greatly received. Have a lovely day, and I'll hopefully see you all next week. Thanks, bye.